So this is a guide that's basically going to show you in Stalker Call of Chernobyl the mod how to do a quick setup guide for the faction Clear Sky. So what you want to do first is just go to the traders in the Clear Sky base and get jobs from them. So basically it means when you're out in the zone you can actually do them and receive some money back after you finish them. So the trader at the bar normally gives you missions to either kill bandits or mutants somewhere in the swamp, so they're local. And the trader, the arms trader, will normally give you jobs to either sort of kill people or deliver, PDAs and things like that. I normally cycle through the list of jobs until I find something that's close by to begin with, so you don't have to trek far out of the swamp, so you can easily get back to camp and make more money. So what you want to do once you've got your jobs is go out into the swamp and start recruiting stalkers. I'm using mods as add-ons for this that let you recruit more than a normal one stalker squad to go with you. So I'll recruit anyone that's free. I'm also using the mods that amplify game damage for both sides, because I find that's more fun when guns do more damage and people don't bullet sponge. And a very good mod that lets you loot bodies for money, because for some reason in the default game you can't take money from bodies even if people are carrying money on them. So that's a bit stupid. If you encounter mutants out with you, your squad can fight them, obviously. You can take the body parts from the mutant, which are good for trading and for money early on. Obviously the high level mutants have more expensive body parts once you loot them, but the low level mutants are good for just a bit of quick cash. Sort of things like boar eyes or fish's eyes, whatever it was, boar's hooves, dog tails that you get from the pseudo dogs and the blind dogs. And what can also happen here is if somebody in your squad dies, like you'll see in a moment, you can loot their equipment and money, which is really useful. So if you have a squad, you have the option obviously of having firepower for backup and being able to take equipment from dead stalkers rather than having to buy it. And I was very lucky that I think it was a Dragonov I looted from this body here. So that was obviously good, because it means once you're starting you've got a good bit of beginner equipment. And this can obviously be traded at a trader for more money, and that's one of the other mods I'm using, is one where you can go to a trader and sell damaged equipment for less money, but it doesn't have a cut off that once the weapon gets below a certain condition the trader won't accept it, so it makes picking up valuable weapons worth it even if they're in a damaged condition. So what I'm just doing here is reconning the soldiers in the old sort of factory machine yard place, and then using the Dragonov to snipe the ones who are currently in there, and then leading the stalkers in an assault once that guy's dead. So I'm going to make a save here, and one thing to do is not use quick saves because they seem to break the game when we use them, so I'm just using hard saves from the menu by pressing escape, saving and loading those. So what we're going to do now is just attack this machine yard, then we can get some weapons from the soldiers and obviously any money from the bodies. If any of my squad mates die we can take the stuff from them as well. And what we're going to do after this is kill the hind, because that's one of our objectives from the trader, to get a permanent discount from the Clear Sky faction store. So as you can see here, we're just shooting the soldiers, and once that's done I'm going to loot the bodies and get rid of the hind. So the hind is now turned up and we're going to shoot it down. With the equipment I've looted, I'm basically just going to use the guns and drop them that are in bad condition and just use the ammo from them to damage the hind. The more stalkers you've got with you in your squad, the easier you'll find to shoot down. Now you want to shoot the hind down not in the open, you want to have somewhere you can run into cover, because its Gatling gun will kill you very quickly if it zeroes in on you. So you basically want to go in and out of cover, taking shots at it and hiding back under cover. If you had a rocket launcher, like an RPG at this point, that would make it much easier to shoot down, but we're just using small arms fire, there's enough of this possible. So, as just seen, when the hind takes shots at you, move back under the roof or into a building, and then take more shots at it. You'll be able to see as you damage it, because it will first start smoking, then fire will come out and eventually it will crash. And once you've shot it down, go back to the trader and claim this in, and then you can obviously get discounts on your trade, as well as any other jobs you've done like killing bandits and mutants. What you can do now, of course, of all the looted equipment is find something you like, stick with it, and then start repairing it and upgrading it. I've also got the mod installed so you don't need to find parts to get the traders to repair your guns and get the add-ons on, because unfortunately in Call of Chernobyl it seems the drop rate of the tools is so low that sometimes in some of my several hour long playthroughs I've not actually found even the basic tools. So what you want to do, I think, really is just get the mod that lets you, as long as you've got the money, start repairing them from the get-go and, you know, doing all the add-ons, and then you can get your equipment set up as you want it.